talking about break room dares. At this job many years ago, we would all eat breakfast and lunch together in the break room. And like every break room in America, you've got all your condiments sitting there on the table. You know, the normal stuff, you know, your salt, your pepper, your ketchup, and some of that Texas Pete or Louisiana hot sauce. Well, this goofy kid sits there and goes, "That sauce ain't even hot." You can kind of hear the whole room kind of get quiet. "Why don't you just drink some then?" All right, so that causes a whole debate, back and forth, back and forth. And finally, Ricky, an employee that's been there for a long time, says, "I bet you won't even drink it for money." And you know how it goes. Somebody grabs a hat and everybody starts throwing money in there. And finally the pot gets all the way up to $34. So the kid goes, I'll do it. So he takes the sauce, it's hard to, hot sauce is hard to get out of the bottle. So he gets the cup and finally gets all the hot sauce out, puts it in, gets the cup filled up, and takes a big old giant swig of it like he's trying to hit a big old shot of moonshine. Just whoosh, right down it goes. And at first, he's acting all tough. He's got his $34 now. And somebody said about 10 minutes later, they heard him in the bathroom making all kind of animal noises. Now, I ain't talking, your normal bathroom suffering noises. I'm talking about National Geographic wounded buffalo sounds. Well, he had to go home early that day, surprisingly. Later on, he told me that he was popping Rolaids like a kid eating M&Ms. I never asked him about the bathroom situation. There's just some things you just don't really need to know about.